before. All right, let me see something. I want to see if this is actually it or not. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt the thing.
All right, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
What was it, 12:34? This is an older pre-stream, obviously. Wait, what? All right, 12. I think this is the right spot. Let me see if this is what he actually was talking about.
Absolutely would have played it on launch day if I had known it was going to be good. But all the evidence we had said it wasn't going to be good. And then it comes out and it's great. I'm like, okay, well, that's definitely one that I want to play then. Okay. Now we're in November, okay? Here's the situation I'm facing, all right? And this is me being completely transparent with all of you. I'm broke, basically. I don't have funds to do anything with right now.
Okay.
In October, at the end of the month, I was hit with a over $1,500 legal bill for shit that I had to do to try to clean up the giant mess made by someone who committed identity theft with me and screwed up all my financials. I had things that were fucked up to the point where I had multiple things that weren't paid, fees on top of fees, saying I'm in default and stuff, which I should not have been, but all my shit was compromised. So it got...
This is him talking about the bank leaks, by the way. Remember the bank leaks that was not his? This was him talking about those bank leaks that someone got into. Because before he started denying that the bank leaks were not his, he admitted those bank leaks were his. And on top of that, he claimed that they had taken like 3 different withdrawals of $1,500 out of his bank. The same bank leaks that is not his, because he changed his mind later on and said the bank leaks were not his. But this is him admitting the bank leaks are his because they hacked his account. This is what he's talking about. Let me go back.
And screwed up all my $100 legal bill. I don't... Now we're in November, okay? Here's the situation I'm facing, all right? And this is me being completely transparent with all of you. I'm broke, basically. I don't have funds to do anything with right now, okay? In October, at the end of the month, I was hit with a over $1,500 legal bill for shit that I had to do to try to clean up the giant mess made by someone who committed identity theft.
And first of all, if someone actually did, like, that's a lie, obviously. He's lying about that, because, yeah, someone hacked into his account, but no one took any money out of his account. Those are his bank leaks, obviously. But no one took any money out of his bank account. And you never, like, if someone hacks into your bank account and they have to close the bank account and, like, for fraud reasons, they never charge you. No bank is ever going to charge you for that. Even if someone did hack into your bank account and steal money, like, usually you don't get charged for that, Phil. He was lying back then. Because his first ideal... his first ideal in reaction to the bank leaks was to lie and to use that to lie and claim that he had to pay legal bills and that they took money out of his bank account, and to use that to beg more. And then he realized how damning those bank leaks were, changed his tune, and started claiming that, oh, those aren't my bank account. That's someone else's bank account. Those are fraudulent. But back here in 2021, he was admitting those were his bank accounts. They took money out of his account, and that he had to pay $1,500 in legal fees in order to close the account, which obviously is bullshit too. But he was admitting it was his bank account back
with me and screwed up all my financials. I had things that were fucked up to the point where I had multiple things that weren't paid, fees on top of fees, saying I'm in default and stuff, which I should not have been, but all my shit was compromised. So it got frozen, and it took me a while to figure all this shit out, and I had to pay a ton of money to get stuff fixed and get back on track, which thankfully I am now, but it costs money. I actually said this on Twitter. I said, in America, it's fucked up because you become the victim of a crime, and you have to pay money to fix your own shit. Like, I was the victim.
No, you don't, Phil. You don't. I mean, maybe it's dependent on different banks, possibly. But, like, I've been a victim of identity theft before, and I didn't have to pay any money to close my account down. I didn't have to pay money for the money that was stolen out of my account. I didn't have to pay that money back because it was proven to be fraudulent. And because it was proven to be fraudulent, I didn't have to pay that money back. And I didn't have to pay to close the account. I didn't have to pay to fix that. And he is right here saying it's identity theft. How could it be identity theft if it was not your bank accounts, Phil? How is it identity theft if it wasn't your bank account? Oh, that's someone else's bank leaks. Those aren't my bank leaks. Someone manufactured these bank leaks and created this whole phone system out of nothing. And you don't know because you didn't call that bank to verify that was the sound of the bank leak thing. Like, Phil, shut the fuck up. This is obviously your
federal crime.
You were crying identity theft. You are admitting those are your bank accounts, Phil.
But now I'm set back tons of money because of a criminal.
Because he was using it as a way to beg for more money back then.
Now, I'm just going to tell you guys this right now. I am not going to put up with any more fucking slander and defamation and bullshit. These scumbags who say, oh, I know all about identity theft. You don't have to spend any money to do anything.
You don't.
Fuck you and your mother.
You don't.
Really.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you,
motherfucker.
Because
and
you're a piece of shit.
Fucking Linda.
I'm the one
fuck
who's going
Linda
through it
too.
right now. I'm the one who's going to have a bad time trying to pay back all
I'm
this
the one lying to you right now. No, motherfucker. Fuck you.
I know what I fucking owe because I have the bill in front of me.
Okay, show it. Show it. Present the fucking bill, motherfucker. Because I don't believe you. You're lying out your fucking ass. Because I also had identity theft a long ass time ago. But I didn't have to fucking pay money. So unless your bank is extremely regarded or extremely fucking greedy, I mean, it might differ from bank to bank, possibly, to be fair. But
sit here on the internet and
it.
lie about it because you're a scumbag who just wants to fucking contradict everything I say to try to make me look bad. Fuck you.
Trying to make me look bad while I'm lying to you right now.
You're not here in my shoes putting
Thank
up with
God
this shit
I'm not
every day.
in your shoes.
I'm
I would
tired
never
of the
want to be
slander
in
and
your
defamation
shoes,
against
sir.
me and everyone saying I'm a liar.
Everyone's saying you're a liar. Fuck
you don't know
you.
anything. You're a dumb fucking kid living in your parents' fucking
I'm
basement
a dumb
with no
kid. I'm living in my own apartment, Phil. I mean, technically I don't own the apartment, but I'm living by myself. I'm not living down in my mom's basement. I'm not eating fucking Cheetos and Fritos and Mountain Dew, Phil. I'm an adult.
bills and no responsibility for yourself, or you're some lucky snowflake who's been protected from real life.
Oh, right, yeah, I've been, oh my God.
Actually understand the...
Because God forbid someone disagree with Phil. You know what I mean? Oh, if you disagree with me, you gotta be a lucky snowflake, or you gotta be some dumbass kid in the basement. Any normal person would never disagree with me.
Repercussions when someone fucks with your livelihood every single fucking day like they do with mine.
Okay? Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm done with it. I am in a bad situation now because of the crimes that happen against me. It's that simple. Now,
well, again, if those bank leaks were fraudulent and not yours, then you wouldn't be in a bad situation and you wouldn't be crying identity theft. Now, would you, Phil? Kind of funny that, huh? Which one is it, Phil?
Now, I had to pay a big chunk of those legal fees at the end of October because if I didn't, I was going to get slapped with ridiculous amounts of interest and late fees and stuff. On top of the fact that for a month, all my shit was fucked up because I had no money because of the identity theft. Now I have these fees that I have to pay, and if I don't pay the legal fees, now again I get slapped with interest and shit. Okay? So all that
what legal fees, though, Phil? Like, did he hire a lawyer to go investigate this? Like, he keeps saying legal fees this and legal fees that. Like, where are these legal fees coming from? Like, are you actually hiring a fucking lawyer to try to, like, I don't fucking know, like, go after the actual person? Because usually they don't do that. And if the bank was charging you money, that wouldn't technically be a legal fee. That would just be an extra fee to clear up the issue with the identity theft and fraudulent charges, if there was any, which there wasn't. So where is these legal fees coming from, Phil?
Shit going on behind the scenes. On top of that, there's other shit going on too. Like I actually told you guys the other day. So
More lying.
I do this awesome Halloween marathon, right? The Halloween marathon is just outstanding. We have a ton of fun together with it. One of the best ones I've done, I feel, because the games were outstanding. The best episode of Feasting with the King we've ever done. The support was good. I made over $300 in tips that day.
No, of course. There was zero money. Zero money. There was zero evidence any money was taken out of there. And if you listen to the phone call that lists all the different transactions, there was no egregious withdrawal of $1,500 that just was randomly withdrawn. That didn't have like a company name or transaction hooked up to it. There was no ATM withdrawal. There was nothing like that. There was no internet wire transfer or any of that shit. So you go and you listen, and it was up to date at the time that it was released. It was up to date, and there was no $1,500 money withdrawal made there at all. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure it would be listed in that phone call. Like, you go back, you listen, there's no random $1,500 withdrawal being made there at all. But at the time, he was passing it off that it was really his bank account, and he was crying identity theft and using this to lie and claim that he changed it too. So originally it was just $1,500. Then he said, oh, 3 different withdrawals of $3,000 each. So $9,000 altogether was withdrawn because he kept ramping it up and making up these fucking stories to use it as a way to beg for more money and to cry broke at the time. And then after some time, he started to realize how damning the actual evidence was of these bank leaks. And then he started with this whole narrative that it was not his and they were fake bank leaks and they weren't tied to him. And he didn't, in fact, have identity theft. But he wouldn't be here crying identity theft if they weren't his. And there was no other instance besides the bank leaks that was ever really identity theft. So it couldn't really be misconstrued as anything else but the bank leaks at the time.
I literally end the marathon. I go downstairs, and the vacuum cleaner is sitting in the middle of the floor. And I say, Cat, what's wrong?
Oh, this is when Cat broke the vacuum cleaner.
What? Yeah, the motor must have gone because there was smoke and everything, and it won't turn on now. And I'm like, seriously? Like...
And it works. Clearly, this whole lying works because Nathan Smith donated 50 pounds.
I'm like, wow, I just had a really long, fun, but very draining day entertaining my audience.
And this was back when he still had Streamlabs and Stream Elements or whatever. He wasn't kicked off of those yet.
And guess where the money is going from that stream? To buy a new vacuum cleaner, you know? But this is what
And, like, didn't he make, like, over $200 on that stream? I'm pretty sure vacuum cleaners don't cost $300 to $400 unless you buy the most top of the line.
I mean, like, this shit just never lets up, and it's coming to the point where it's becoming so frustrating for me now.
Was that it, or does he keep talking about it?
One thing happens, another thing happens, another thing happens, and they just keep piling up, and I can't take care of them. I just don't have the flexibility financially like I used to. There was a time when, oh, something like that happens, pull out your credit card. I don't have a credit card. Oh, something like that happens, go to your savings. I don't have savings.
Yeah, we know you don't have savings, Phil.
You know, I don't have anything. You know, this sucks. This really seriously sucks. And I'm now in a situation because, and by the way, that's not everything. Exactly. That's the main stuff that happened. That I wasn't expecting to get a $1,500 fucking legal bill at the end of October. I was expecting
because you didn't. And he keeps saying legal. The only way it could be legal in regards to the identity theft was if he hired some kind of private investigator or fucking a private investigator to go and investigate this himself, which banks never require you to do. Like, no bank, like if you have a victim of identity theft, no bank is going to require you to have a personal investigator fucking go and check this out to confirm that it's identity theft. What?
Maybe a few $100s. And I was like, oh, that'll be no problem. Then in addition to that, in October, there's other stuff that happens every quarter. Like I had to pay my quarterly state business and occupation tax.
All right,
okay?
I'm done. So I think that was it.
Situation.
But yeah, again, this is November 3rd, 2021. I need your help for the coming month. Thank you to my real fans. You see what I'm saying? He was literally just using this, and I think like you go farther back because this wasn't. I couldn't find exactly when it happened. I was trying to find the exact the stream the day after that happened, but I don't remember what date that was. So if anyone remembers the actual date when the bank leaks actually came out, please let me know so I can actually find it. But yeah, you go back far enough and you'll find that he fabricated this whole the bank leaks are fraud, the bank leaks aren't mine, because he was using the bank leaks incident to lie and beg for more money. He was using it specifically to lie and beg for more money, lying that he had to pay this like phantom legal bill of $1,500. And then after this, he lied and said there was other withdrawals made during the identity theft where like over $3,000 was taken out. And I'm like, you're not going to sit there and not notice that $3,000 was randomly pulled out of your fucking account. I don't care who you fucking are. I don't think so. You know what I mean? But this just is further proof that, yes, those were his bank accounts, and he was admitting those were his bank accounts because he was using it to cry identity theft. I mean, it technically was identity theft to like sneak into it in the first place, but nothing was ever actually stolen from him. But he was using it as a way to beg for more money at the time. So he was admitting that, yes, those bank leaks were his, and then he changed his tune after the fact. And if you go back far enough, like I just did, you can clearly see that. This is 2 years ago when it happened. And it shows the different versions of his identity theft story over the past year.
How's everyone doing? So DSP, once again, the DSP recently talked about his identity being stolen by mentally ill scumbags of the internet. He's already told this rant a couple of times, so it seems like a good moment to look back at the other two major instances in which he has told this rant and see how much he changed in the story, because DSP being DSP always changes the story. The first clip we're going to listen to is from October 28th, 2021. It's the first time he...
Yes, so this is when it actually happened, because the actual identity theft, quote-unquote identity theft, when they actually got the information, went into his bank, whoever it was, went into his bank account on October 27th, 2021, and found out, got the whole list, the 5-hour-long fucking recording from his bank. And this is the day after Phil first addressed it.
Or the first major rant he has about his identity being stolen, and I really hate using that term, but that's what he's using. So, let's go with it. DSPGaming, ladies and gentlemen.
But anyway, thank you, Only Nice Coffee, for the $2 tip. I appreciate that. All right, so I guess very briefly, talk about some personal stuff here that I'm not too happy about. And it's very upsetting to me, all right? And, not that I want to inundate you guys with this shit, because it really, there's some stuff I got to get off my chest. I'm very upset about the bullshit that happened to me in regards to last month, where I was a victim of crimes, identity theft, and basically really fucked up stuff. You guys, see, the thing is, you guys don't even know the half of it, of what really happened, because I was advised legally not to talk about it publicly about all the extent of the shit that happened.
Bullshit.
But suffice it to say, the stuff that was
illegally by who, Phil? Who advised you legally? Your tax attorney? I don't think he's like an actual cop or anything like that, Phil. He's not a lawyer.
Isn't even 100% true. But on top of that, isn't even the half of it. Like, let me just put it this way, all right? Once someone gets access to your data, they can then use that to do a lot of shit that's bad, okay? And if you don't catch it right away, you basically now have to do a cleanup process in order to fix stuff. And that's not good, okay? It was a huge mess for me being a victim of identity theft, because basically for a couple of weeks, I had no funds that were active except for my PayPal stuff. All my funds that were, related to being paid from companies and bank account and stuff was all frozen for me. Which means, guess what? I couldn't pay anything. I had financial responsibilities that I couldn't fulfill because I had no money. Everything was frozen for a couple of weeks because of fraud. So because of that, now not only do I have to clean up the whole situation, but now I'm behind on all my payments, and everyone hits me with a fucking late fee and shit. And I will say this, at least some of the companies were very nice, but not all of them. Some of them were like, okay, we understand, these are tough times, this is an extenuating circumstance, we're going to give you a pass. But some of them were not. Some of them were like, tough shit, we have staunch policies, if you don't pay on time, you're in trouble. Late fee, and by the way, interest on top of late fee and shit. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Seriously, like, what the fuck? So not only am I dealing with...
Also, can't most of these companies, can't you, like, change the due date for the bill? Can't you like move that later on in the month to maybe when you'll actually have access to the account back or a new account in place at that point in time then? Like, I'm pretty sure most companies will allow you to change the due date.
with all of that. But whenever something like this happens, it's this serious, you got to get professionals and lawyers involved and everything. And I did. I had to do a major cleanup process because my stuff was so screwed up. I had basically emergency level. Now, let me tell you something. As if lawyers aren't expensive enough, all right? Imagine now telling a lawyer.
So he's admitting in the original story, he's admitting he had to pay for a fucking lawyer to go up for identity theft or identity fraud, whatever you want to call it. I have never heard of a bank requiring you to have identity theft. A bank requiring you to hire a fucking lawyer when you're the victim of identity theft. That has never happened in the history of the United States. I'm sorry. That will never fucking happen. No bank is going to force you to need a fucking lawyer. Okay?
That you now need something done.
Especially when no money was actually actively taken out of his account. Like, the information was taken. Obviously, we got the 5-hour-long list of the bank leaks, but no actual money was stolen from the account. So, on top of the fact, like, why would you need a fucking lawyer if no money was actively taken away? Just close the account.
That's like one of the most expensive things you could do is tell someone in the legal field that you need something done quickly, because that means they have to drop everything to do it, but that also means that they're going to bill you out the ass. Okay, so on top of everything that happened to me, all right, the bullshit and drama online, which as usual is always fucking full of nonsense, but whatever. Neither here nor there, because I've been through it so many times. Who even fucking cares about that shit anymore, right? But then having to basically have, freeze accounts, close accounts, open accounts, transfer, late fee, back fee, this, that, new agreement, because now my agreements that were in place are fucked up because they're defaulted. There gotta be new agreements now, this and that. I got a bill yesterday for $1,500 for this shit that I basically had to have legal representation and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Like, what the fuck?
Why did you need a lawyer in the first place,
I knew I was going to get billed, and I knew that I had to do it. There's nothing I could do about it. I absolutely
don't need a lawyer.
Had to do this. There was no other way to go about it. I had to get stuff fixed because of the situations. Keep in mind, this is not just, I'm a normal guy with a bank account and a few bills. I'm a guy who has all these arrangements in place with the federal government and stuff for back taxes and shit, and it's a lot of work to get shit cleared up when you get fucked over like this. Because this is something that was not my fault. You know what I mean? Like, this is someone going in, getting access to one account, another account, screwing with all of that behind the scenes without my permission.
Screwing with all that is AKA just getting access to it and taking a record of it. They didn't take any money out of it. Now, I don't condone the person who did it. I don't condone breaking the law in order to find it. But they found the information, but it's not like they took any money out of it. It's not like they changed any information on the account. You still had access to that. What you should have done was just close the accounts and make a new bank account. That's all you had to do. You didn't need a fucking lawyer for that. They didn't steal any money from it.
Fucking over all my financials, and then on top of that, now I'm defaulted on everything because I couldn't fix it right away. This is bad. Special K, if you spam the fucking chat one more time with your nonsense, I'm gonna...
And yeah, it's like, you probably could have just got a public prosecutor if they caught him. But on top of that, it's like, no real theft was actually taking place because no money was actually removed or taken from him. So it's like, what?
To ban you. I'm tired of you. He's an idiot.
Because you're lying out your mouth,
ban him right now.
Phil. You don't need a lawyer for this shit.
Because you're just sitting here to try to derail the stream and try to contradict everything I'm saying. You go fuck yourself. No, really. You could go fuck yourself, because I'm the one who just fucking went through all this for 2 fucking months. I'm not going to listen to your fucking stupid bullshit.
Because you're lying,
like you know better. Go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out. I'm not going to deal with your dumb shit today when I'm trying to be fucking real with my audience. Fuck you. God damn, I hate...
Being real with my audience means let me lie out my ass to the audience so they can give me more fucking money. Because none of this shit happened.
Fucking idiots like this.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
God damn, was that toxic? Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Damn. Poor guy.
So anyway, the good news is, I did get most of the stuff fixed. The bad news is, it cost me a ton of money. So now on top of all the other shit going on in my life, like, I don't have enough, right? Like, I God forbid that I share something personal with you, like tell you that I have an issue with my shower or something, because then people have to make a big deal about it. But all that is going on, and then on top of that, now I get a bill for $1,500, right? Now, here's the thing about this kind of fucked up stuff. It's one thing to troll someone online.
Yeah, exactly. He's claiming that he needed a lawyer. He needed to hire a lawyer and have them immediately step in to close a bank account and create a new bank account. That's what he's saying. Like, you don't need a lawyer to close a fucking bank account. No money was actively fucking taken out. Anyway, right? Even if money was taken out or withdrawn, usually you don't need a lawyer for that. Usually the bank will, like, close the account for you. And then, like, if, God forbid, they took some money out, you, like, I don't think you would actually need a lawyer. I think they would be, you could be provided a lawyer. And even then, I don't even think you would actually need it. You would just argue with the bank about it. And if you have evidence that your account was hacked, the bank would probably either fix the issue themselves or not make you responsible for that money or whatever if there's fraudulent charges placed on there. But that didn't happen anyway. So, like, why would you need to hire a fucking lawyer for that, Phil?
And to spread defamation or slander, whatever you want to call it, and put it all over the internet and ruin my online reputation and all of that. It's another thing to concretely steal money from me. That is what has happened here. This is
Do you have evidence of this, Phil?
Of money that should be going to things that I need to pay. I need to pay my taxes. I need to pay my back taxes. I need to pay my utilities.
Provide
I need to pay
evidence
my
that
mortgage.
money
I need
was
to pay
actually
the internet
taken
bill.
out.
I need to buy games for my business. I need to put food in the mouths of my family members.
This whole time, does this sound like the bank leaks were fake? Does it sound like this didn't happen? That no one had gained access to his bank account? This sounds to me that that was indeed his fucking bank account. That someone got into his bank account. Now, we have no evidence that someone took money out of his bank account because there's no proof of that. But it does sound like that was his bank account, doesn't it? That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay? These are my life priorities. I was just robbed of a significant amount of
Steve
money
should have known
because
about
I had
this,
to go
honestly.
through hoops to fix all the shit this
Like,
fucking
he
piece
was
of shit
admitting
fucked up
that
for
it
me.
was his account.
And now it cost me a ton of money. That's money that was stolen from me. That is not money that was, oh, that's a necessary business expense. This person committed federal crimes against me, and now I have I'm going to have to pay this money. Yesterday, I had to dump $500. $500 that should have went towards important stuff went to this. And now I got to pay it slowly. That's the other thing,
Went
too.
to where? Phil, where did it go to? The lawyer? You don't need to hire a lawyer for this. Even if someone took money out of your account, I don't think you need to actually hire a lawyer for that.
Okay? The other thing is, when it comes to this, I don't have the money. I just don't have the money to pay it all right now. So I paid as much as I could. I dropped $500.
And also, it's like, keep in mind, it's like in 2021, like, he was still making like $130,000 a year. And that's on the low estimate end. $130,000 a year, and you're living paycheck to paycheck to the point where you can't afford $1,500 of an unexpected expense shows up that you can't afford $1,500, and you're making $130,000 a year. I mean, that's pretty bad, Phil. Like, you're making that much fucking money and you're still living paycheck by paycheck means something fucking is wrong there.
$100 yesterday, my first payment. Every month I don't pay in full. There's new fees and interest added. So even though I owed $1,500, okay, great, $1,500. I paid $500. Oh, you owe $1,000, but that's all I can pay for this month. So next month I'll owe way more because now there's fees and interest because you didn't pay it in full, and that's how it works in America, ladies and gentlemen. In the United States of America, that's what they consider business. Yeah. So there's nothing I can do about it. I just gotta slowly do what I can do. And pay it off gradually. And this, it's my day off, too. That's the other thing, it's my day off. And I'm actually, when the news hit, I was in the kitchen. I was washing vegetables and preparing them and stuff for meals for the week while Kat was getting ready to go out. And I'm cleaning everything.
Yeah, because can you believe it? Yeah, of course. Phil's the kind of guy who fucking meal preps. Like, doesn't Phil seem like the kind of guy who, like, washes vegetables and preps his meal for the day, for the whole week? Right? Like, Phil is totally the kind of guy who meal preps all the time, right? Sure, why not? Throw extra lies in there. Yeah, I was in the kitchen meal prepping when my wife was at work. Actually, was he still with Leanna at the time in 2021? I don't remember what year Leanna had left him, actually.
And then I get this news. I'm like, what the fuck? I had no clue it was going to be that much money. I was hoping it would be like $500, $1,500. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
So he lost $1,500 through fees, and it wasn't outright stolen from him. Keep that one in mind.
And it really, it basically put me in a really bad mindset.
I'm still questioning the $1,500 in fees. Because, like, the bank isn't going to charge you fees to close an account that has fraud happening, or if someone has access to your bank account. Like, they're not going to charge you money to close that. And I still don't understand why you would need a lawyer in the first place. If, like, money wasn't actively taken out of the account, why the fuck would you need money for that? Or a lawyer for that, I mean.
It did. It put me in a really bad mindset. Because now it's like, this is supposed to be my day off. And now how am I supposed to enjoy
Kevin Bernstein, Jesus Christ,
now
that
I know,
guy.
oh, guess what, Phil? Now for the next several months, any money you make is basically going to this, because if you don't, you're going to get financially fucked yet again. And by the way, while you're paying this, now you can't pay the other things you're supposed to be paying. You know? So I just want you guys to understand something. Again, there's a difference between, oh, I make fun of Phil. Oh, we talk slanderous and defamatory stuff about Phil online and ruin his reputation because we can get views on videos and streams and stuff like that. That's one thing entirely, okay? Committing identity theft and federal crimes against me, all right? It's not funny. That's not a joke. It's not even like for personal benefit. Like this person who did this, what did they get out of it besides knowing that they hurt me, right? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You see, he's admitting right fucking here that they didn't take any money out of him. They somehow, according to him, they somehow costed him $1,500 by him hiring a lawyer for some fucking reason, which I don't really understand why you would need to hire a lawyer anyway, and that's probably a fucking lie. But he's admitting they didn't actually steal any money from him.
They didn't benefit. There wasn't any way that they were going to be able to steal money and shit. I'm not dumb. I'm going to notice
exactly.
when these things are happening.
Right there.
Was trying to
they didn't take money off of him.
And money movement in my name that wasn't real because I didn't authorize it, but they were trying to do it all behind the scenes online without my permission. And basically, they were doing many different ways. They were trying to empty and overdraw my bank account.
Oh, sure they were. Oh, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't want to get into massive detail about it, but basically, you know what I mean? Like this is beyond. Oh,
yeah, sure they were
Phil,
doing that.
And so I'm just gonna fuck with him online or say that he's a jerk or whatever. Or even to the point,
say that he's a jerk. Oh yeah, how dare him?
I actually want to steal from Phil. I actually want to steal from Phil.
I'm pretty sure they just wanted to prove a point by gaining access to see your spending habits, Phil. Because you always cry poor all the time, right? So they just wanted to gain access to it. Now I don't condone it, but at the same time, like I can see why they might have done it.
This man. So that his family and everything doesn't have a way to live anymore.
And we have no evidence that they actually are trying to take any money out of that.
$1,500 that should have been going towards important things. It will be gone. I have to pay it. It will be gone. And that's something I will
Why do you have to pay it? Why do you need a lawyer, Phil?
Because it's a scumbag. And
it's not theft if they didn't take any money.
Internet, no one is going to figure out who this guy is. I know they're not. No one's ever going to figure out
who this guy is. How is it identity theft
we have IP addresses. They're never going to figure out who this person was.
They didn't take any money, Phil.
It's going to be like everything else online. Online, everything is the Wild West. There's no law. There's no rules. There's nothing. Everyone gets away with everything, right? So for me, this is an insanely stressful, fucked up, life-altering situation. Because not only do I have to change everything in my life, I have to recreate things from the start. Accounts that I've had for 20 plus years, I have to make new ones. And I have to basically do all the security stuff now. I had to put my whole credit. It was already fucked. Let me put it this way. My credit was already fucked. Now it's just doubly fucked. Because now I had to put all alerts and fraud reports out there on my...
I don't think that actually affects your credit score at all. I'm pretty sure.
Credit reports and stuff, which that hurts your credit too. You know what I mean?
I don't think it does.
It's just everything on top of everything. It's messed up, man. And I don't think the people who cover this stuff, we're going to make drama videos about it, right? I don't think they understand the extent of what they do. Prompts people to keep doing this kind of shit. I don't think that the person who did this to me would have
done it would leave you're right, Jackal, again. Like, if they actually actively tried to actually take money, it would leave some kind of trail that they could find and catch the person. That's probably why they didn't try to take any money. They just wanted to show evidence that he was spending so frivolously. That would have left some kind of trail for investigators to find.
If I had not been the target of the ire of the internet for so many years, if people would have just left me the fuck alone and let me just do my little streams,
exactly. Because this was after his bankruptcy, right? Like this was in when did he have his bankruptcy? This was in 2021. Again, I'm terrible with dates. I'm awful at it. I don't remember when he had his bankruptcy, but if this was after his bankruptcy, his credit was already fucked up.
Intimate audience here on YouTube, if you just leave me the fuck alone and stop harassing me and stop slandering me for your own personal benefit, this person who's a nut job, obviously, who thinks it's okay to commit federal crimes, probably wouldn't have cared about me and wouldn't have done it. But I'm sorry, when you
it's all
create
our fault for
this
making
online
content on
toxic
Phil,
mentality,
right? I forgot.
all right, of, oh, this guy is okay to fuck with because of this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason. And by the way, every single reason there isn't even truthful. It's fucking slander, it's defamation, it's twisting the truth for your own purposes so you can make a drama video. This is what happens. This is the end result. Thank God I'm the person I am and I've been through the ringer. A normal person,
Okay.
you know, I've talked to people in the last month or so who said to me, I don't know how you put up with it. I don't know how. Now, these are outsiders.
I don't
These are
know
not
how
people who
you
live on the
would
internet
put
and
up
have
with
online
it.
presence
This
like
is
I do
some
or we do.
crazy
We
shit.
spend a lot of time on the internet and a lot of our lives are on the internet. These people are not like that. These are people who don't have that. They have kind of offline lives, although I'm sure they have an online presence. It's not like us. They're not on the internet all day doing shit.
They're not like
And
us.
they turn to me
They're
and say,
not like
what we heard
us.
happen to you, we can't imagine how you cope with it. And I'm like, you know, if I were another person, I probably wouldn't. If I were another person, I'd probably be fucking in a mental institution or talking to a psychiatrist right now. You know, for losing my mind.
You
with how
should
badly
be.
I've been treated and
You
abused
honestly
online.
should
But
be, Phil.
the truth of the matter is, I've been through the ringer with so many people being so nasty to me for so long that I'm kind of like desensitized to it. You know what they say? You're like punch drunk because of it. So many people say so many nasty things about me that are unfounded, that have nothing to do with anything, and aren't true. That at this point, I don't react to it or care about it no more. In this case, I have to react and care about it because you just stole from me. You just cost me time and money. The time so much wasn't as bad as now I'm losing significant amounts of money because of this scumbag. Okay?
That was the first clip, ladies and gentlemen. And
All
then
right. Hold on one second. I'm just looking it up really quick. Is it when he filed bankruptcy? Is it? Yeah, no, he filed bankruptcy in 2020 because it was when COVID was first kind of hitting. So yeah, at that point when the identity theft occurred, his credit score was already fucked up anyway because of the bankruptcy. The bankruptcy happened in 2020. So yeah, Phil, sorry, but your fucking credit score was already way fucked up because of the fucking bankruptcy. So like, no point in crying about that. You bet your fucking credit score is already fucked up. But yeah, just goes to show that yes, those were his fucking bank accounts. Obviously, like we all knew it was his fucking bank accounts anyway. There's no way in hell what he was claiming is true. It's like, oh yeah, well no, that's someone else's bank account. I'm like, no, someone faked it. No way in hell someone faked it. We all know. And again, give DSP enough rope and he's going to hang himself. He is the reason we know it's fake, that he's lying about it. He is the reason we know that it is his bank accounts in the first place. That's on his actual YouTube channel. He just thinks that people forget about his old ass videos, but you go on his YouTube channel, all his older shit is still there for you to find to this day. Personally, I never thought that whole Comcast internet troll was real. I always thought that was fake to begin with. The electric thing, maybe that could have been real. I'm not sure. But as far as the Comcast internet troll thing, I always thought that was fake anyway. I never really believed that, and there was no evidence to believe that anyway. I think he was just fishing for sympathy with that, to be fair. But anyway, I think I'm going to cut the stream here. It's getting a little late. I knew I wasn't going to be able to catch up and finish this, especially when I was getting sidetracked with a lot of shit. So I do apologize for that. But I'll continue to finish this interview next time I stream. And then I have to eventually go back and finish DSP reacting to his June the King doc, because I still got to finish that one too. I know I'm way fucking behind on everything. It's just been insane lately. So I apologize for that. I just haven't been having a whole lot of free time to stream because I actually have a job I have to go to, and I have a real life outside of the internet, unlike Phil up here. So I'll eventually get to it. I apologize for getting so far behind, but I hope you all have a great night. Hopefully what I showed that, I mean, obviously we all know already, but yeah, he is lying, obviously, about the bank leaks not being his. And it was entertaining. This was actually a really good interview. And I'm sure everyone's already watched it at this point, but yeah, so I'll continue to cover this. And hope you guys have a good week. And I know if you're on the East Coast, be careful because we're still getting pelted with a bunch of snow and ice and wind still. So that kind of sucks. So Yeah. Have a good one.